Well, we have wondered for some months whether going to the movies will ever quite be the same. Now, some people around the country are finding out as cinemas begin to reopen, under, of course, strict social distancing rules and patron limits.
Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis joins us now. Good morning to you, Jabs. So, where are cinemas opening? What movies are they showing? People are getting excited.
Good morning, Mon. Good morning, Matt. I know you guys will be animated about this. I know you love your movies, and you've actually got to dig around because there's a drive-in here in Yamundi that's popped up on an inflatable screen. So people are taking advantage of the lockdown, and screens are popping up in the strangest places. Besides that, it's the independent cinemas that are popping up in places like Adelaide, Brisbane. As you can see there, measuring the distance to make sure that we've got ample space between patrons. So check your local cinema. Hoyt's Event, those guys are not opening until the likes of Tenet, which, of course, is Christopher Nolan's next blockbuster due for mid-July.
For those of us who want to keep watching from home, there are some new movies out, including one that was actually filmed in Adelaide. It was meant for the big screen, but it'll go straight into our home TVs.
That's right, Matt. I think you'll like this one. Escape from Pretoria tells the true story in 1978 of two white activists fighting against apartheid, which made them extremely unpopular with the South African population. Tim Jenkin, played by Daniel Radcliffe, and Stephen Lee, played by Daniel Webber, an Aussie, branded terrorists in prison for doing their part to end apartheid behind bars in the maximum security prison in Pretoria. They embark on an ambitious plan to escape by crafting a set of wooden keys for a series of steel doors that stand between them and freedom. Let's take a look, if we can, at Escape from Pretoria.
Over the past several months, we've created 39 keys for 15 separate doors around this prison. We've moved from our cells to the corridor, to downstairs, and into the admin section 404 days without detection. We want to share this with you. Why won't you come?
But you said it yourself, they're building a gun tower outside.
It's not operational yet.
What do you think?
Listen, running around, fiddling with cupboards, and surviving out there are two very different things. We're not going with you because there's nowhere to go.
And fiddling with cupboards. Look, the accents can take a little bit of getting used to, but this is an excellent low-key thriller that really gets down to the business of the escape. Had us on Knifed, 4 stars, a gripping true story for Escape from Pretoria. That's available. Definitely check that out. Something more for the family. This is a classic story from Jack London, about 100 years old, that's never been out of print. It is The Call of the Wild. Already been made into several films, most recently in '96. Harrison Ford plays a gold prospector in the Yukon as he crosses paths with a St. Bernard Scotch Collie dog named Buck. The weirdest thing about this film is the dog is completely digital, so that took about half an hour for Ruby and I to get used to the fact that it's not a real dog, but he seems pretty real by the end of it. This one's good if you need to entertain the family. Not as strong as, say, Paddington or Peter Rabbit, some other animated animal films. A classic underdog tale, and something that is essential, viewing 3 stars for that one. In My Blood It Runs is an Australian documentary that follows a young Indigenous lad who has the gifts of being a healer in his community, but he's struggling at mainstream school, and this is all playing out against the background of the investigation into the Dondale Corrections Centre up there in the Northern Territory. Head to the website In My Blood It Runs. At the moment, it's available on demand with proceeds helping Indigenous causes. It's an enlightening and thought-provoking doco. If your kids like that sugar film, they might like to see this at school. In My Blood It Runs, an amazing documentary, really compelling story.
Wow, 4 stars is big.
Beautiful.
Big for you, Jabs.
Looks great. Thanks, Jabba.
Great film. Thanks, guys. And yeah, movies slowly filtering, starting to come back. So
you've got something to do with your time.
You guys again. Exactly right.
Somewhere to go. Keep you safe.
Thanks, Jabba.